Palmetto Golf Club lies just 20 miles away from Augusta National in Aiken, South Carolina. It's one of America's oldest clubs. Opened in 1892 as a 4-hole layout, it quickly grew to the full 18 under the watchful eye of Herbert Leeds. Whilst Augusta is more famous, Palmetto is highly regarded, and there's a strong historic connection between the two clubs.
A lot of the founding members of Augusta were members here, and at the time we had sand greens, so after they finished over there, they brought Dr. McKenzie over, and he put 18 greens complexes that are second to none.
Once you've played here a few times, you kind of get used to it, and you say, you know what, it doesn't matter what I see. This is not going to happen, it's going to go the other way. And a lot of times you see it walking up to the green. Walking up to the green, you say, okay, I feel myself, I'm walking downhill, and then you get on the green and it looks like it's going to break uphill, and you're like, wait a second.
Masters Week is the only time the course opens to visitors, and the ground staff usually slow down the pace of the greens to prevent rounds taking too long. From the tips, Palmetto plays at around 6,700 yards. For guests, it's 600 yards shorter.
Every major architectural firm in the country has sent their young architects out here to see the golf course. There are very few flat spots on it. Either you're uphill, downhill, side hill. Good players think whenever they step on the first tee and look at the yardage on the golf course, they're gonna, shoot 50, and then they shoot 80.
Well, a lot of golf courses you play to a spot. You hit a certain club off the tee and you always have the same shots in, whereas here, it's not necessarily a tight golf course, it's pretty open. So, but you're all the time playing, to different areas, and you have different shots.
A great way to put it, Tom Weiskopf, whenever he played out here, somebody asked him how he liked the golf course, and he said, I only hit every club in my bag except my 1-iron.
Weiskopf is one of many famous visitors. Ben Hogan used to prepare for Augusta by practicing here. He said holes 3, 4 and 5 are his all-time favourite trio of consecutive par 4s. The great Bobby Jones declared the 7th as one of his favourite par 3s.
When you walk in the front door of the golf shop, that's the first thing you see is the picture of number 7. And of course, we've had articles in Golf Digest and everything else just about that particular hole. From the back tee, it's about 185, but the standard men's tee, it's around 135, so it's a fairly short hole. But the difficulty is the green. The green is tiny, and it runs, it's not necessarily the most sloping green, but it actually slopes a little bit right to left, except on the right side of the green, where it has a steep fall off down to about a 30-foot flat area. And there's 2 bunkers. One guards the front portion of the green, and the other one guards the left side of the green. And there's also a huge slope on the left of those bunkers, and the ball will kick down either into the bunkers, or it might go around the bunker and kick to the back side of the greens. Most difficult green out here to read because you're standing on it, balls might be below your feet, and it breaks the opposite way.
Palmetto's reputation is so renowned in the golfing world that after completing his opening round at the 1984 Masters, Ben Crenshaw, now a designer himself, promptly jumped in his car and made the 30-minute drive over the state line so he could take a look at the unique layout.
He had called me and said that he was going to come out. Well, we see where he shoots 67, and a few of the members and stuff saw it and said, well, he isn't coming out. Well, about an hour later, Ben comes out, and I show he and Larry Gatlin, a friend of his from Austin, around. I told him, I said, well, a lot of Masters champions have played here before you, and I said, you're going to be the next, and he won.
Palmetto is truly one of golf's hidden gems, and a visit here is like stepping back in time. In fact, very little has changed here in more than 100 years. If you're lucky enough to get the chance to visit, then make sure you take it and savour every moment of this genuine golfing experience.
It isn't a 50,000 square foot facility. You're not seeing swimming pools and tennis courts, and when you go into the clubhouse, there's no big dining rooms and stuff like that. It's a golf club, and it is all about golf.